Do you have an adult child about to launch, or are you yourself just about to leave the home, or you just got a new job, or you want to start out this budgeting journey the right way? Stick around. I'm Laura from Lyman Joy. I'm a wife, a medical coder, and a mom of 6, and I'm on a journey to become debt-free, breaking those generational cycles of debt so the next generation can live and give like they were meant to. Today, my adult daughter is going to come on here and show you exactly how we got her set up before she leaves to college, from her expense sheets to her sinking funds to her cash envelopes. All of it will show you exactly how we did it. Stick around. All right, everybody, we're going to jump right into it. But before we do, I want to introduce you to my daughter, Madison. And we're going to go ahead and start this today and do her expense sheet and then her sinking funds, cash envelopes, telling you exactly how we figured it all out to get her set up in this journey. All right, so we went ahead and picked out her cash envelope wallet and her sinking funds long-term one. And before we even received them, we set up her expense sheet. And we did this simply by just going over the last 3 months, the March, April, and May. Let me zoom you in so you can see this a little more closely. All right, I got you all zoomed in. So I had her look the last 3 months, March, April, and May, and we were able to write down every single expense that she had during those months, just right off of her bank account on her phone. And this really gave us a good picture of which kind of category she needed and how much she needed in every category. So for instance, on gasoline, she spent $131 in March, and she spent $105 in April, and in May she spent $96. So this really gave us a clear picture of how much we needed to set her gas budget for, which we set at $125. That way it's always over the normal amount, but is also going to have extra in it if she has a high spending month. This really was helpful to you. Was anything surprising that you saw here? Anything stand out to you or was shocking?
I was surprised to find out how much money I spent in food and miscellaneous. It was a lot more than I had realized.
Yeah, and this food isn't just grocery store food. As a young adult, it's a lot of fast food, going out with your friends, vending machines at a college, right?
Yeah.
And things like that, gas station buys or whatever.
Adds up.
Yeah, it does add up. And that's why the cash envelope system works really well for young adults, I think, as it does for all of us, making a really good pattern with us with our money and giving us, just a clear mindset of where our money is going. So we're going to go ahead now and show you exactly what I did with this breakdown. We went ahead and we broke it down to see, okay, this is her monthly paycheck. This is her bills now that we have established. And this is the kind of cash envelopes and sinking funds that she needs. So based off of what she had on her expense sheet, we were able to create this. And that's what I'm going to go over with you right now. Okay, so let me break down for you her actual budget from the expense sheet that we got. So we went over the fact that she makes $460 one time a month. If you have multiple paychecks, that's great. Just go ahead and put them both down, giving you a total of your total monthly income. Then we wrote down her bills. These are auto bills from her checking account. All of them. Things that she's going to spend in cash, we do not have in the bills. So her car insurance, subscription, but if you have maybe a phone bill, a car payment, a credit card, any of those things, you're going to want to list them here because they should be being auto withdrawed from your bank. That's what this is showing here. And that gave us a total of $165. So before we move further, I'm going to show you, I just went ahead and took that $460, which is her paycheck, and I minused the $165, which was her bills that she has to pay every single month, and that gave us $295. We'll write that right here. All right, and then based off of her expenses that she had been spending, eating out, gas, fun, personal care like makeup or her nails done, and then always a miscellaneous, I forgot to budget for it category, we created this list right here. Remember, there's that $125 for the gas, and that totaled up to $200. So then I took the $295 that she has left over minus the $200, and that gave us $95 left. Once I had the $95 figured out, we created some sinking funds. So she really felt like it's important for her to have money for trips to come and see us, some college needs like books or expenses, and medical emergency fund, and new car, and an apartment hopefully in the future. This sinking fund totaled up to 80. Now, if you get to this part and you don't have very much money, please just give it what you do have. You have $20, you could have 4 sinking funds, $5 each. Anybody can save. Even if it's a little bit, it's better than nothing. So anyway, she has 95 left, and I'm going to minus the total of the sinking funds she wants, which is 80, and that's going to give her, oh, I did it wrong here, 95 minus 80, and that's going to give her $15 left over. Now, with the 15 left over, that's going to go into her sinking fund, which she wanted as gifts and Christmas and holidays, so she has money for that. Now, this is, of course, not an absolute need, and that's what really good way to make a savings challenge is to have it as a want versus a need. Same with your sinking funds. These are nice things to have, but you have already taken care of your essentials in case you don't have that money. So then with the $15 she put into her savings, this is leaving 0. So let's go ahead and check these numbers. We now have her income of $460, and her bills were $165. Her cash envelopes were $95, and her sinking funds were were 80. Okay, oops, I actually did, the cash envelopes should have been 200. Let me fix that. And then, yeah, sinking funds was 80, and we did the savings challenge of 15. So let's make sure that all of this equals 0. She has no debt, and we're not going to go there because she's going to have a good relationship with money, right? So we have the 460 minus the 165 minus the 200 minus the 80 minus 15, and 0 is what we got. That's exactly right. And that is a 0-based budget with, she told all of her money where to go. And if she hustles, which is what I encourage her to do, and she has extra money, she can pour more money into going out, sinking funds, and savings challenge to get her goals quicker. And when she accomplishes the goals that she has set in place, she'll add new goals and just further fund her future and be successful with her money. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get her money counted out and have her cash stuff her cash envelope. So let's do that. Let's see how much we're working with. It should be the total of her cash envelopes and her sinking funds. Everything else has been pulled out. So we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm gonna put that in there. And 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, 60. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. 60. All right, we got 280, which is the 200 and the 80, so we're spot on there. And we can go ahead and start stuffing her cash envelopes. Oh girl, it's upside down. Okay, all right. So first she'll go ahead, and what's really nice about using these budget planners is she knows exactly how much is going to every one of her categories. And at the end of the month, she'll go ahead and do a closing month check-in to make sure she didn't overspend any of these categories and she doesn't need to change some of her prices and reevaluate. But for right now, she's going to go ahead and do that. You want to stuff that one for your cash envelopes. And I think it's like a learning process. You have to just keep on reevaluating and revisiting your amounts so that you can go ahead and be successful. For instance, if you notice that you're always spending $50 eating out, well, even though you want to spend only $40, if that's what you're going to choose to do with your money, you really need to just reflect appropriately, or you need to make a decision to change your habits. So this is really important because I think a lot of times we either over budget these areas or under budget these areas. Same for gas. You know, if for some reason she actually is, been studying a lot at college and she doesn't need this total of 125, she can take that extra and she can go ahead and put it into a different sinking fund, or maybe treat her friends out on eating out that month, or increase her fund spending money and reallocate it at the end of her month. So I encourage you to go ahead and do that, monthly beginning budget and the closing monthly budget at the end, and make sure to give every single thing a home, and make sure you start at zero and take that money and put it somewhere else so you're not to overspend or create a habit that's not healthy. So this should hopefully keep her on track. Again, this is just the beginning of learning how to budget. After she gets this down, and we'll go into it, and I'll share with you some really good tips on how to start an IRA, and also how to make your wealth grow as well. Even with a little bit of money at 460, you can do that. All right, here, you want your sinking funds to do as well?
Sure.
And I'll link these cute ones. She picked out these wallets and this binder. I'll put them below, and the cute these envelopes that she got as well. So I'll keep going. Sorry.
Do you know the name of the site that was used to get these?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and link that below. We have FWM Creations, I think, by Chris, who made those, and I think they're just the cutest things.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think is the most difficult part about doing all the budget was for you?
Just staying on top of it, making sure not to spend the money as soon as you get it. I get a lot of cash with what I do, so I have to make sure to save it and put it aside.
Do you feel like you are able to stay more on track when everything's been given in a home and not maybe have a tendency to overspend in an area?
Definitely. It's definitely more helpful, because when you have it all on your card, you don't know how much you're spending out of something, but when you have it planned out this way, you know exactly how much cash you have for that specific fund. So if I go out to eat, I can automatically pick some things, and if I pay with my card, I can spend up to $50 just on one day. Whereas I'll know already exactly how much money I'm able to spend when I have it planned out in cash.
Yeah, that's great. So I think, if you have a young person in your life, or a college student, or you're just starting it yourself, take the time to do this. I'll also link this budget planner below, but if you don't have the funds for it, simply just write out these same categories on a piece of paper, and that'll help you map out where your money is going, and make sure it always ends in that zero-based budget. That way you have control over your money, and you've told it where to go and what to do for you, so that you can be successful in your budgeting journey. And stick around, because I'm going to give you more tips and tricks to build your wealth on even the small budget of just starting out as a college student, or your first job, or just new to this adult world, so that you can be successful and really gain momentum. I'm going to go ahead and link a video up here about some tips and tricks in doing cash stuffing, and also I will put a video also on some pitfalls that you need to watch out for while doing the cash envelope system. So take care, find joy in your journey, and I'll see you next time.